Welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah Birdsong, and today I thought I would do a video on red hair. I have had red hair for so many years now, consecutively, about 6 or 7 years at this point, but I've always kind of had red hair about as soon as I was allowed to dye it in my teens. And I've gone through numerous different dyes. I've done Manic, I've done Splat, I've done everything. For a long time I used the L'Oreal Highlights in red, and then I switched to the HiColor in fire red, but I've since switched over almost completely to Pravana, and that's because as much as I love the L'Oreal HiColor line, and it is a great line, I did notice that the longer I used it all over, the more it damaged the ends of my hair. And honestly, the longer my hair has gotten, I just got tired of doing my own hair. So these are just going to be some tips and tricks that I have learned along the way. I've also gone and gotten my hair done, and I've recorded that entire process for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to that footage of me getting my hair done, and then we'll talk about how I take care of my red hair after that.
Warm in here.
So what are we calling that? We're calling that red velvet shadow roots.
Red velvet shadow roots.
Yeah, okay, so that is how I get my hair red. Okay, so this is the finished product, and I absolutely love it. I love that with the darker roots, when my roots come in, it's not quite as obvious as when they are straight red and you have to get it dyed every 4 weeks on the dot. I really like this system a lot better because Pravana is much easier and lighter on my hair. For a while there I was sacrificing length for quality, and my hair didn't really look that good. So I've since, I don't actually bring any of the process down much further than my roots at this point. And I have a pretty strict system in place for keeping my hair as red as it is. And the first step is really not to wash your hair every day. You really shouldn't be doing that anyway, but especially with red hair. In the summertime in Georgia, I will usually wash it about twice a week because it gets pretty humid down here. But during the winter, I can get away with about once a week. And I use the, what am I using now? GK with Juvexin hair treatment system. My hairdresser recommended this brand to me because it has keratin in it, and that just helps keeps my hair manageable, because my hair you can just look at it and it begins to tease and form knots, and it just keeps it manageable. And I actually put just a red dye in my conditioner. You can use Manic, you could use Splat, and that's just to kind of prolong the color a little bit longer. I use red instead of mixing a red-orange mixture because the red fades much faster than the orange does in my hair, and that just kind of helps keep it going a little bit longer. Although Pravana is such an excellent hair color that I've gone months without dyeing my hair before and it still looks pretty red. In between hair washings, I will use a dry shampoo. Batiste used to have a red color. I have not seen it in a long time at the time of this filming. Although I think at this time I can just go ahead and switch to their brown line at this point, since you're really only supposed to keep your dry shampoo kind of at your roots anyway. And I do that just to kind of stretch out how far I can go without actually washing my hair with shampoo and conditioner. I also use Olaplex when I'm in the shower, and I just kind of brush that through my hair and I let it sit for as long as I can allow it to sit. And this just kind of keeps my hair, again, smooth and manageable, because my hair gets out of control fast because it's thick and it's kind of ridiculous most of the time. And I will, when I get out of the shower, I will use some kind of oil on my ends just to keep them tamed and soft, because I do color my hair quite frequently. It's just more of a habit at this point. Right now I'm using the Coconut Miracle Oil by Organix. Again, I don't really think it matters what brand you're using. Just something to put on your roots, or your ends rather, to help brush it and keep it soft. And that's pretty much all I do. I can go 4 to 6 weeks without dyeing my hair, depending on how I feel about getting it done. And by the time it needs to be recolored, it is pretty orange. It does not really look that red anymore. At this point, the shadow roots just really look more brown at that point. And when it's freshly dyed and colored, it all looks really quite red. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please let me know. And if you have content that you would like to see me film, please let me know and I'll do my best to make it happen for you. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell button so that you get a notification every time I upload content. Thank you.